Welcome everyone to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Jay. What's up, Jay?
Hey, Happy New Year, everybody.
What's up, Vaughn?
What's up?
What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
Okay, so the other day, I don't know if I was showing off the Astonishing X-Men. Professor X is back alive in a new body. And now this is the first story as part of the Marvel legacy of him in a new body, and he just calls himself a man called X. He calls himself now. And this is who he looks like now, Professor X.
That's him, the dude with the.
He's in somebody's body now because the person died in the astral realm, and the body was just there, and he took the body. So, we also have the Venom Inc. Part 3, which I still have to read that. The biggest thing, of course, is after what, Chris? 10 years or 15 years or even more, Phoenix returns back to life, and she's bringing dead X-Men with her. So it turns out that a lot of the people that were dead are no longer dead. And an interesting thing about the whole, remember, Chris, how the Beast had traveled back in time with Dr. Doom's time machine to pluck the original X-Men at a time to help him against an evil Cyclops and all that stuff? It turns out now they don't want to return, and that they're not the original timeline X-Men because they already can't return. It's like a whole thing. So they're from another timeline now. So that's, I don't know what the number is, but those X-Men, those young Jean Grey and all that, they're not our X-Men. They're from another timeline. And that's how they explain it. They don't say exactly what. So there's that. Also, what I don't understand either is Peter Parker's alive in the Ultimate Universe now, and Miles Morales is not in there. And Miles Morales is no longer Spider-Man. Right before Brian Michael Bendis, the creator of Miles Morales, left, he made it basically set in stone that Miles Morales will not be known as Spider-Man. He will not be called Spider-Man. He will be called something new. And it's finally sinking in, like what we've been talking about, Chris, right? That people need to have their own identities and their own thing and not, like, use the original characters, basically, for stuff, which took a little while.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's going to be called, but he's not Spider-Man anymore. So there's that. Did you have any news, Chris? Did you want to talk about, or anything?
Yeah, there was just one quick thing that I saw going into Star Wars stuff. There's a rumor that potentially Rian Johnson's new trilogy could begin filming or begin production, I should say, sometime soon, potentially this year. Not necessarily filming, but early production stuff.
Okay.
So that could be interesting. It's possible, maybe we'll see something at D23 potentially, because there's not going to be a Star Wars celebration this year. I believe it. I'm not entirely sure. I believe it's coming back next year.
Okay.
And so, I mean, we might see something at D23, maybe like a first hint of what his trilogy could be about, at least the first movie in the trilogy.
So technically he would start doing it before episode 9?
Well, I mean, he could. It has nothing to do with the main series, so.
Right. Was there a rumor going around that Snoke's coming back, or is that just a rumor?
There's a lot of now the theories have shifted to, and spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, but the theories have shifted from who/what is Snoke to how/why did Snoke survive. And I'm not going to say that it's impossible that he survived or that he will come back. But a lot of the things that people are saying and the reasons that they're giving about why he could return or why he didn't die, it's all speculation.
Okay.
I know that one of the main things that a lot of theories are using is the fact that, or the so-called fact that the production title for Episode 9 is Black Diamond, and that what a lot of these theories are relating to is that Snoke had that black ring that was obsidian from under Darth Vader's castle, so maybe that's the Black Diamond, and I'm guessing they're assuming that that's how he survived, or that's how he could come back. That the production title means nothing.
Okay.
So I mean, I wouldn't look too deeply into it. I think Snoke is dead. However, I'm not going to say it's impossible that he couldn't come back.
Right.
But I don't think he's going to. I think he served his purpose in the story.
Okay. Now, what about this news about Cloverfield being delayed?
So I don't know if it was delayed. I believe it was moved up to another date. I think it's supposed to be going against Rampage. Because
Okay.
this movie's moved around a couple of times, so that's why I'm kind of fuzzy on when it's supposed to come out. But the last thing I heard is that it's supposed to come out on the same day that Rampage comes out, or
Right.
near Rampage. And the weird thing is that like they haven't even like started the ARG with this one, with the alternate reality game that Cloverfield movies usually have.
Okay.
So I don't even know if this is a Cloverfield movie. I know that a lot of people are saying it is, but I
Now, for
don't
all
think
those
we have
people in the
official.
dark, you want to
Yeah.
explain to them what Cloverfield is?
So originally, Cloverfield was the 2008 monster movie that was released by Bad Robot, J.J. Abrams production company. You probably have seen it already. And then a couple of years ago, 10 Cloverfield Lane came out, which a lot of people, including myself, thought was going to be like almost like a sequel to
So
Cloverfield.
the monster one, right?
Yeah, and it turns out it wasn't.
Yeah,
we're still
didn't he flip the switch and make it where? Because here's some conflicting things. Maybe you could explain it to me. Wasn't he supposed to do the Twilight Zone movie, and then he lost it?
There was a rumor that he was going to potentially be doing Twilight Zone,
and then he lost it.
I don't know what happened to it, actually, to be honest.
Twilight Zone now is going to be part of All Access, CBS.
Okay.
Renewing it as a original programming thing.
That's probably for the best, to be honest.
Right, so he lost it, basically. Now, wasn't it that he just was going to make Cloverfield its own Twilight Zone and not necessarily all about the monster?
Well, that's what it certainly feels that way. Like I was saying before, me personally, and I think a lot of people are of this, like, in the same boat. I don't want to say of the same opinion, but are in the same boat where I don't really know what the hell is going on with this Cloverfield story, because they said that, Bad Robot, the executives in Bad Robot and whatnot, and people attached to the movie said it's the quote unquote blood relative to the original Cloverfield. 10 Cloverfield Lane is the blood relative to Cloverfield. A lot of, the story now is that it happens in the same universe, but it's not a sequel, because a lot of the stuff that's referenced in 10 Cloverfield Lane was stuff that was referenced in the marketing in Cloverfield. For example, the corporation Tagruato is responsible for A, the monster coming up and wreaking havoc, and B, one of their subsidiaries called Bold Futura was part of, John Goodman's character. John Goodman's character worked for Bold Futura in 10 Cloverfield Lane. So,
but the thing in 10 Cloverfield Lane was different than the thing in original Cloverfield.
The thing in 10 Cloverfield Lane, they were aliens, and we know for a fact, and this is not an opinion, this is a fact, that J.J. Abrams said the monster in Cloverfield is not an alien. It is a monster that lives on Earth. It is a creature from the Earth that lived for thousands of years, and it's still an infant. We also know for a fact the monster was killed. It's dead. There's it's dead. J.J. Abrams said the military killed the monster. That's how they recovered the camera with all the footage. The monster was dead.
Okay.
So I don't know what they're.
So there's no sequels then?
There was apparently going to be, because they were throwing this idea around that in the movie when they're on. I think I don't remember what bridge it was, but they're on the bridge, and the cameraman in the movie HUD, he's in all these found footage movies, there's always the guy holding the camera. He looks over at one point, and there's another group who's also filming what's going on. And the idea for the sequel was, what if we followed that other group during the same night, and they recorded their experiences with the monster? That never came about. Yeah, but so I don't know.
What's the difference with that? I mean, the creature's still dead, right?
It's dead, yeah.
So how could they bridge the gap then?
They're not. I don't think they're going to. I think that a lot of people think that they're going to, but I'm going to tell you right now that I've heard the plot for the 4th Cloverfield movie that they're planning to do, which I think it's called like Overlord or something like that, and it has to do with zombies and stuff.
So why don't they just stop saying it's Cloverfield?
Because I think they want this Cloverfield thing to be like it's a Cloverfield movie. It's an anthology of movies.
Stupid.
I think so.
It's stupid. Like it's not it's a poor man's Twilight Zone. It's not a Twilight Zone.
Well, especially since the next movie is going to give us the answer as to whether or not these things are going to connect, because the next movie has to do with space, and the next movie is supposed to be called God Particle, where something happens to the Earth and it follows these astronauts that are seeing what happened. I heard that the plot of this movie is that there's some sort of experiment that's done on Earth, and the Earth disappears. And it's these astronauts that are just like, what the fuck do we do now? Pardon my language. And I don't know if that has to do with, I don't know if there's going to be aliens or anything like that.
So what, the Earth was sent to a parallel dimension or something?
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know for sure. I can't say what the plot is completely because we have no information about it.
I think he's just wasting people's fucking time. Just make it that they're separate movies, no?
Well, I'd also heard a rumor too, and I think it's actually true, that originally 10 Cloverfield Lane was not written as a Cloverfield movie.
Yeah, I heard that too.
It was called The Cellar, and it got shelved for a little while, and the original ending of the movie was that she was supposed to come out, the main character comes out of the cellar, and it turns out that there was a nuclear war, and she sees the destroyed skyline of a city, and that's kind of what happens, except at the end. Spoilers. I mean, 10 Cloverfield's been out for a long time, but
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Spoilers. Yeah. She comes out of the cellar, and there's aliens. There's a UFO flying around, and it's ironically the UFO is not even a UFO. It's a flying monster that's covered in mechanical stuff.
The weirdest shit. Yeah.
And it has the same roar as the Cloverfield monster.
Which is weird. Which
confused the hell out of me. when I was watching it, and then it roared, and it was the same roar that the Cloverfield monster had. I was like, so wait, is that a Cloverfield monster, or is that supposed to be different?
Shit out of us. That's what.
Sorry, I thought that movie without seeing it. I thought that it was a psychological thriller.
10 Cloverfield Lane is a really good movie. I definitely recommend. I think it's much better than Cloverfield. Which, there's a lot of stuff about Cloverfield that they could have made sequels about. I don't really understand. His whole point
I would like a map of what the hell he's doing.
Well, this is the thing, right? J.J. Abrams' whole thing when he made Cloverfield was he got the idea to do it when he took his son to Japan, and he went to a toy store with his son, and there was all these Godzilla toys still on the shelves, and he was like, isn't it amazing that Japan has this monster character that's lasted for so long, but America doesn't really have one, and he wanted to make one that could be like Godzilla for the American audience.
Yeah, but he killed him in the first movie.
I mean, he didn't even kill him in the first movie. We didn't know that until he gave an interview, and I was like, JJ, if you wanted to do that,
what the fuck, dude?
You have the monster survive, and then it fights another monster in the next movie.
Yeah, dude.
There you go. There's your monster.
This is why we don't copy from other countries. They are good.
Exactly. You give me a fucking headache with this. He doesn't. I honestly think he's disgruntled because he lost Twilight Zone, so he's trying to do his own fucking shit, but it's not Twilight Zone. It's not Twilight Zone. I don't think he cares
anymore.
That's why
I don't think he cares. He's doing Star Trek. He's doing Star Wars.
Black Mirror. That's what you got to watch on Netflix. Black Mirror. That's the Twilight Zone. That shit's amazing. That one episode I saw that was like Star Trek, but twisted. The USS Callister was an amazing episode. Billy watched it after I told him. He couldn't freaking believe it. Scott, too. Unbelievable episode.
Did
I
you
still have to
Star
watch the
Trek?
rest.
not
They
to
did-
get? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Of Star Trek?
They did something like Star Trek, but it's a twisted Twilight Zone type of thing.
It's called Twilight Zone?
No, it's not Twilight Zone.
Black
I
Mirror.
said it's Black Mirror,
Yeah.
season
I have to
4,
look it up.
episode 1. Season 4, episode 1.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It's good. Really good. Good one.
Did you watch? I was gonna say something else, but did
I
you
missed the
watch?
X-Files tonight. You see it?
Yep,
You saw it?
I saw it.
Oh, no. You're laughing. Oh, shit.
I'm gonna tell you up front that you need to have knowledge of all of the seasons because they actually call back an episode.
Oh,
Which-
shit. Oh, shit.
I just say, I'm not trying to spoil it, but
I have a question for you.
me? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Last season,
Mhm.
finale, that never
Yeah.
happened?
She having visions.
That shit's bullshit.
This
The whole season was bullshit.
exactly. She's
Oh,
having
my
visions.
God. It's a Dallas?
It's not Dallas because half of that happened for real.
It did happen?
But the part where the last bit where she's having, okay.
The UFO comes down and Mulder's dying and shit?
Yes, that's a vision.
That's all bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much. She's having a vision.
They backed themselves such into a damn corner with that scene.
Exactly. So
Come on.
she having
Dallas
visions
gets a bad rep.
They really do.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a vision. It's a vision. It's not a dream. It's a vision that she has.
Well, Gillian Anderson coming right out and saying she quit the X-Files. Chris Carter came out now.
Oh, he said that he's gone with it too.
He said, "Listen, if Scully's out,
I'm
X-Files
out
is dead, done."
Yeah.
But he said though that it's complicated because Disney owns it, and Disney may want to reboot it.
Oh, Lord.
God.
And they have the rights to it.
What? Why did they give something like that to Disney?
They bought it. That's part of the $56 billion purchase.
I can give a rat's ass if it's part of $1 billion. I mean, the thing is, Disney can't handle their shit with Star Wars. No offense, but it's a train wreck. And you telling me they're gonna give another?
Disney owns Family Guy. Disney owns Orville. Disney owns American Dad. Disney owns Simpsons.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
Disney owns Bob Burgers.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they finna put them out on the street because they pimping them out. Good luck, X-Files.
That's the end of Fox Animation.
It really
I don't really
is.
see what the issue is. I mean, like, if Disney owns it, like, they could potentially make it like another $1 billion franchise. So,
They
like,
could if they do
what's
it the
the
right
problem?
way. Right, yeah.
But I mean, I can understand your point, Chris. But when is it gonna stop? I mean, they buying out other networks. When are we gonna say enough? Y'all have
Apple wants to buy Netflix.
Well, this is the thing about that, though, and this is just we have to keep this in mind. I mean, Disney's a business. If they see a venture that they could potentially use to make more profit, it's only natural that they're going to want to buy it. And like, so it's not. I don't really have a problem with a corporation like that or a business like that making more money because that's the point. Like if I owned a business and one of my competitors who had things that I wanted, like, you know, the X-Men and whatnot and Fantastic Four, if I had the opportunity to buy them out and I knew, like, I was like, okay, we're going to do stuff with this, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Like I'd say, yeah, let's get it.
Well, I think like Neil Blomkamp is so effing happy right now that Disney's got it compared to like Ridley Scott, which thinks.
Actually, there is news about that.
Oh yeah,
it's dead. Alien 5 is dead. He even said it. He said no, it's not happening.
His Alien 5.
Yep.
Well, so far.
No. He was like, no, it's not happening.
Oh, Disney's not going to do it.
It's done. Yep.
I don't know about that.
No, dude, he said it himself. He said it's done. It's done.
I mean,
So-
I don't mind them buying out the corporation. That's fine because everybody needs to make a profit. If it helps them last longer. But my thing is that I don't have confidence in that company to put out
Right.
good material anymore.
Well, I want to see what kind of confidence I'm going to have when I see Indiana Jones. Help me, Chris.
5.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Indiana Jones 5 with Harrison Ford at age
80,
74, I think.
no
not in the 60s no more.
Indiana
78.
Jones, the Jericho
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
Crusade.
Yeah,
right?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Is he pumping? Or no?
Well,
I mean,
that's what CGI is for. Like we can enhance his performance with CGI.
So it's going to be CGI Indy?
Oh, he's 75.
Is he 75?
He's 75. Yep.
And when is Indiana Jones coming out?
That will be another thing at D23.
When he's
I think.
78?
2078. Yeah.
All right, so he's 78 then. Yeah.
No, I think that might be something at D23 as well, potentially. If they have stuff ready for it, that's where they'll reveal it most likely.
God, are they seriously thinking about rebooting X-Files though? That's
You just spent $56 billion. 56,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, I know they bought a lot of stuff, but it's a business, and they are not going to leave any property really behind. They own Die Hard. They're going to be putting out Die Hard movies.
Let's hope
About
so,
Bruce
because that
Willis.
last one was an abomination.
It was really. I agree.
They're gonna reboot that too.
Bring back Nakatomi Plaza.
Not knocking Disney because it's a fine company and it paid me a lot of times.
Right.
But I'm just saying, just take it easy, try to get stuff right in your house first. You done acquired a lot of stuff that people like. A lot of stuff.
They're coming after Paramount next. Just watch.
You don't own the Smurfs, right? They don't, do they?
They don't own Smurfs.
But they own the adult versions.
What's the
Avatar.
Avatars, yeah.
Yes.
But
I can't believe that James Cameron let them own that.
But you know what?
Honestly,
that's their buddy.
Yeah, he didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And he's probably, let me tell you something. Don't tell me they're not going to give him an Alien movie to do.
Well, he wants to do.
We may have that. We may have that. A James Cameron Alien movie again.
I would love to
Remember,
see
he said he wanted to do 3 or 4 Avatar movies.
Oh, he's doing 5. He's crazy.
Well, they just opened up, this is what I find kind of interesting about that, is that they opened up that Pandora ride, and then like a couple months later, it was like, yeah, we've got Fox now.
He knew. They
knew.
Listen, everybody knew.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that the Fantastic Four is showing up in the comics? This stuff was so planned. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We were having, somebody was telling me and Chris, oh, it's done. They have the Fantastic Four. Remember, Chris?
Yep.
There was a whole outline about remember we said, it's probably bullshit, right?
Well, I still think it was, but
you think so? I don't think so.
I think they got some of it right, but not all of it.
Well, all I know is that. Wait, do they have they have Greatest American Hero.
Yeah.
Disney got that now?
Fox had Greatest American Hero.
They got Greatest American Hero, and they got Independence Day.
Oh, that's what I was going to tell you about.
They got Independence Day.
Yeah.
Wait, who's got Rocky movies?
When are they ever gonna make a Independence Day 2?
They did.
They already did.
It's terrible.
They did?
It's horrible. Yeah,
horrible.
It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It's bad.
Is
it was
it
so
just
bad you
called
missed
Independence Day 2?
It's called Independence Day Resurgence,
Yes,
and it makes you want to vomit. It's
it was the year
I
that
have to
everybody
watch it.
found this new word called resurgence, and 3 people used it.
What were you saying, Vaughn?
I was going to say about Japan and their female Sherlock Holmes.
Oh God.
Oh,
And I'm gonna say,
You got that, Chris, right? I sent it to you.
Yeah, I didn't know that was from Japan
that
though.
was,
Yeah.
is it Japan or China? I think it's Japan though.
It's Hulu from, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
It's
Please,
Hulu from
goodness,
Japan, I think.
degrading.
You know, and she's a lesbian, right?
I think
Did
so.
she go to stick her tongue down Watson's throat, and Watson's a female too?
Yeah.
Great.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how does that make any sense that they're in Japan and they're
See,
Japanese and
from what I gathered, they are bandwagoning off of the fact that Jodie Whittaker is the new Doctor.
of course,
So they had to do it to
you
one.
know, they probably like Muffet. It's like that, like, you know, because he's not doing Sherlock right now,
No.
and it's just like, oh God, he's probably so pissed. I'm telling you,
Lord, stop
He's
the
pissed.
world. I want to get
he's
off.
so pissed. I'm sure
He's probably not happy with this.
he's not happy right
new
now. No.
information.
Oh no. He's probably
And
watching
then
Miracle on
also-
34th Street and Aliens at the same time, like he did.
I
with
hope that Capaldi gets something else and becomes a great success.
No, this
Capaldi is so
Face.
busy. He's got stuff lined up. He's going to be like directing Veep, right?
Is he going back to the Weapon Beat?
Yeah, Veep.
Really?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
thought because I heard wasn't going to direct it because at the time he was
I think he's got a whole bunch of stuff lined up.
that'd
Honestly,
be cool if he go and do Veep because Veep is a
but
damn.
isn't she taking a hiatus because she's got in real life she has cancer now, right?
Oh God, really?
Yeah,
Oh Jesus.
she's going through a cancer battle right now, I think.
Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah, Julia Louis
Christ.
Dreyfus. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess so. He got a lot of stuff, man. If he just produced stuff like what I saw today, I'd be fine.
He's not going to be hurting for work right now, no.
No, he's not.
Although I don't know why he's limiting himself, right? Didn't he say you don't want to do any sci-fi?
He said something. It's on the lines that he's not limiting. He just don't
Want to do it?
He just don't want. He doesn't do the same thing twice.
Yeah, but you know what though? If they called him tomorrow to be in the First Order, right, Chris?
Yes. Listen, I want that
Please.
man in a Star Wars movie in some capacity. I don't care what the hell he's doing.
Thank you. First Order, please.
He could be
A
like
Sith Lord.
the friggin' like he could be Kylo Ren's like right hand, other than Hux, and friggin' I would love that. I would be
He'd
all
have
over
the
that.
Force. He'd be choking people out. Oh my God.
I don't
That
even
would
like.
be-
He doesn't even have to have the Force.
Jedi.
If he just played like some sort of like First Order general that was like really pissed.
like a Grand Moff Tarkin. type.
Yeah,
He needs to.
Nasty,
be a villain or
like-
something,
Oh, let him be a Jedi.
dude,
God, no.
I'm telling
No,
you,
he's better. But hey, he's better as a villain though.
Pure.
Yeah.
No.
Probably.
Ryan
Oh.
Johnson. I would love to see Peter Capaldi in your trilogy, man.
I sent the
Just
message
throw
to
him
Seth
in
Mac-
there.
I said Seth MacFarlane, put him on the Orville.
Yeah.
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 Put him on the Orville.
God, man, that
If
guy's
he
so
wanted to
talented.
stay, because this
J.
is
Jonah Jameson. He could be J.
Hey,
Jonah Jameson,
hey.
dude.
He could be Orville's Q.
Oh, why?
He could be J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man. That'd be perfect.
But he did say he wanted to do more experimental stuff in the interview. So
There's
he
a
might
lot of stuff he could do.
Yeah.
Orville needs a grand villain like Q. You know? Or the Borg. They need a grand villain. And because that alien
He could do everything.
I don't know what the alien they call it in Orville, those little reptilian
the Krill.
guys. Yeah, the Krill. I don't like them.
Wow, that's,
I want to see
That's
him
it,
do villain. I want to see him do a bad character, like one like a.
What if they did, how they used to have Be the Series, but a movie of Be the Series, and he's like one of the visitors.
We've got less than a minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, let me create a new one, guys.
Okay.
I just want to say, Peter Capaldi in charge of Monarch. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Yes.
Gojira.
Godzilla.
All right, we'll be back. Take care. Bye for now.